It's about Graham time. We hop on another episode. I'm your host, Christian Graham.
And Stephanie Graham.
And on this podcast, we like to check in on one another just to see how we're doing and to just get a pulse on how the week's been going and share anything special that we've really been experiencing. So what's new with you, baby?
I woke up this morning with a no bones day. You felt it.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a bones day after you made some really good breakfast. Something that we haven't had in, it feels like maybe 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Which was your famous biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. Ooh.
And then it got me really tired. And then I started having a no bones day again. I think it was because of the sausage.
Yeah, we don't really do too much pork anymore. And at least for me, I noticed that my energy levels, start to decrease when I start having some pork. Mm-hmm. And so I was like real hesitant because I was like, we already rested up a lot yesterday and I wanted to put in like more work today. Mm-hmm. But hey, here we are.
Like after breakfast and we're like, okay, let's get some work done before we have to pick up Aaliyah. And all of a sudden, like, I'm working on this website, and I'm just like, just fall asleep. And you're like, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you got a post still? You got a post?
That knocked me out.
Yeah,
because it's so creamy and it's what is it?
It's heavy,
super oily and heavy and greasy.
Yeah, but it's bomb every once in a while.
Yeah,
and so. Yeah, that's what you wanted, and so you got to give the queen what she wants,
Yeah.
What I mean? Mm-hmm. Especially the pregnant one at that. So
yeah, because we were looking for like some cereal, but we only had Cheerios.
Well, first it was gonna start off with like grits and sausage and eggs with some like those Jimmy Dean sausage patties and stuff, and then we were just gonna microwave it real quick, get the grits in, and then head off to the lab because that was going to be quick. Mm-hmm. But then we couldn't find no grits. And so she was like, just go to the store, go grab some biscuits and gravy. Like, no, it was like, I need biscuits and gravy. Go get it. And so.
Like I said, I was having a no bones morning.
Yeah. It was like, we just went to sleep too late last night. It was like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We went to sleep.
Because we're watching This Is Us.
Yeah. That's like our nightcap. Mm-hmm. We like to just watch like at least an episode a night, if that.
I'm always crying.
Yeah.
At the end of every episode.
If you have ever watched This Is Us and have never cried, like,
you're lying.
Holler at me because like I'm gonna register you to like
yes,
psychotics. Like, yeah, you're just crazy.
Yeah, no, but it's a great show that I really enjoy watching.
Yeah,
and we only have 8 episodes left.
Yeah, I think so. Like, not even. I think like 5 or 6 episodes left.
Yeah, but I guess every pregnancy we've had so far, we're like binging something.
There's always a moment in the pregnancy where it's like, yeah, we catch up on something or we rewatch, something.
Yeah, because I mean, in the season, even if I'm not pregnant, like we stopped going out, we stopped partying, we stopped drinking and all that. So, but even before with Aaliyah and we were watching like Ray Donovan and Game of Thrones. Yeah. And because I was like either sick or we just stopped going out because like I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And even with Oli, I can't remember what we got into. Oh, Vikings?
Yeah.
I really love Vikings.
A lot of gruesome, like just craziness.
Rechanneling my emotions towards.
This one's the first one that we've like. It's been like a romantic drama.
I don't know. It's just like a wholesome
drama.
Yeah, romance comedy drama. I don't know
how to categorize it, but it's fire. Like,
yeah.
I don't even like those kind of shows really. Like I like the more gruesome storytelling things like Vikings and Game of Thrones and Last Kingdom. But actually now too, with like just getting deeper in my walk, like The Chosen, like I'm so ready for The Chosen to be like fully released. That's another thing. We don't like to watch shows unless they have like all of the seasons like pretty much made already, because we like to binge.
Yeah.
You know, we're not those type of people that are like one episode and then wait till the next week and then the next episode.
Yeah.
Like
with the next seasons coming,
we
like
don't got time for that.
We need it to be very like just all finished.
Yeah.
And then we'll go at our pace, because then we find our rhythm.
Yeah.
To watch these.
Yeah. We'll like, we'll spend the first time that we start watching the show, we'll watch 8 hours, straight of that show and spend and kill a whole day just doing that. And then it starts to taper off. If there's multiple seasons, then we'll start doing like the one a night type thing. But yeah, we're not that type that's like we're waiting, the week to week, because that's too much weight.
Yeah. And when you're not home, like when you're here working late at the lab, I can't watch This Is Us. Like I want to start the episode. I can't.
Same.
So I then start watching Avatar: The Last Airbender again, the cartoon, and then
didn't know that.
Yeah, I know it. I've watched it all my childhood. Yeah, that it's been out and during the summers.
We rewatched that together when Aaliyah was
It was with Oli.
Oh, with Oli, when you were pregnant with Oli.
Because that's when they released
it on Netflix. Yeah.
So I rewatched that just because I like it in the background, or if
Movies.
not that, my wife and kids.
My wife and kids.
Sometimes.
Oh, interesting.
That's your favorite show?
That is my favorite show. And she'd be watching it without me. And she got upset one day when I started watching the pilot by myself when she was in the shower and I was waiting for her to get out of the shower. She was like, "You started without me?" I'm like,
yeah, it's my favorite show.
This is my show. Like, this is my favorite show, Like,
that's why I thought it was okay. I thought you're just going to go at your own pace then. I was like, okay, fine. If he's going to watch it, I'll just watch it too.
We're not going to fight here.
No.
We'll fight another time. Anything new with you that you want to share, or, you want to talk about on this episode?
I can't say there's anything new. I mean, the same things are still going. I'm still pregnant. Now we're really hitting the finish line with this last month. Yeah. Really expecting.
Pray for us.
Yeah. Really expecting Noah to come out at any given time. Yeah. It's getting really rough sleeping and just getting up. I don't feel as comfortable anymore. So, all that to say.
This is the first pregnancy that you've been raw dogging it. Like, we had the pregnancy pillows. We had the what's it called? The earbuds.
The belly buds.
Belly buds for baby. We
were so prepared.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything packed like 2-3 months before.
Everything prepared. And then like it wasn't until last week or a week and a half ago that you got your Braxton Hicks, and then bags got prepared. The crib was assembled, but like up until that, you just been like just going through the motion, like sinking in the bed and everything, and like it's just taking it one day at a time. Yeah. What's that like for you right now? Living life on the edge.
It's a little stressful. It's like it's chaotic because there has not been any discipline with this child. It's just like, all right, well, I think I'm getting ready, so let's put this bag together. And I'm still trying to put this bag together because I don't even remember what goes into my hospital bed. I just remember my older cousins, they said, bring a robe. Always bring a robe. It's so much easier than you getting out of those the scrubs. Yeah. Whatever. What are they called? I don't know.
Yeah. The dressings. Yeah.
So they said, bring those. Bring some slides. You're good. And then they said, just get some big underwear. So I only have those packed plus the nursing bras, and that's all I brought. And then the baby's to go home outfit plus mine.
So for all of you moms out there that are, expecting their first child and, you're trying to go through this whole list, like, just remember you can take it, real slow. Like, it's just like Steph said, just the nursing bra, just a robe, some slides, good to go.
Because I am getting a cesarean, right? So I know I'm gonna be there at least 3 days, right? So everything pretty much will be provided for me. I will be breastfeeding, so I have those on me.
Yeah.
So I'm not worrying about certain things. But for others who go through traditional or vaginal birth, their bag looks a lot different. And I don't know what that is. So
true.
But I do know that the doctors and nurses told me when I did have Aaliyah that you just need to have a take-home outfit and then your car seat and stuff. And everything else, like they have. They have the wipes. They have the newborn diapers. They have the swaddles. But you need to just, when that baby leaves the hospital, all the other stuff from your ride home is what you need to take care of.
Just free willy at that point, Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that about Kaiser specifically too. Like, there's always been that talk before the new Kaiser came, that here in San Diego, that they had that reputation that it's like, yo, you ain't really coming out here and stuff. But no, honest to God, those nurses, like, shout out all the nurses and doctors that serve, and do their jobs so effectively and in excellency over at Kaiser in Claremont, the new Kaiser. Like, I can't imagine going anywhere else. Like, they take care of everything.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll even stay for a few hours to just like let you get rest, like at whenever you want, really.
Yeah. We were struggling the first night of Aaliyah because we were just so exhausted from the 27 hours of labor and then going through the C-section and then being up to feed this baby every 2 hours. Like, we were just so exhausted. And I just remember that one nurse, Jennifer, and I'm like,
yep.
And she was right there and she was so compassionate. Oh my gosh. I wanted to send her a letter, but I couldn't even find her.
I wanted to hire her as like our nanny,
She was just a rock star.
Yeah.
And she would tell us like, hey, just get some rest. I'll be here. I'll hold your baby. And she'd put the baby to sleep. And anytime we needed help, like with the swaddle, because we were still new parents trying to,
I ripped the first diaper.
You ripped the first diaper. I mean, and this was also New Year's Day, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Because Aaliyah was born 12/30. Then December 30th. And then the next day, it's New Year's Eve. So we're spending it in the hospital. And we just had incredible nurses.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Anything else you came across this week that really sparked your attention? Or
well, I was going through, sorry to cut you off, I was going through some of our episodes and I realized that we talk a lot about our children. We talk about being married, our faith in our marriage, but we don't talk about the business impacts in our marriage and that dynamic, and does it strengthen, does it change? And so I guess I wanted to pick your brain on what you think about our dynamic in our ventures together, even before marriage and taking that leap.
Yeah, we're the dynamic duo. We have no flaws, we're great. We work together. We're, that's just who we are. That's how we're just born like that. We're killers.
He can
out
stop
there in
now.
Business, No, like, yeah, we have had our fair shares of ups and downs through business, and I think it's always been a challenge because we're just in our personalities, we're polar opposites. You're more right brained, I'm more left, meaning you're more creative and like very much in tune with that side, and I'm more on the business side of things. So
you're more analytical.
And everything. So that's like more of the left. And I think through that, there's always been that challenge of, how are we going to work together? But when we do work together, it does really breed that like that excellency, and we get to really perform at the highest level. But I guess to answer your question, what that dynamic looks like is compromise.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a constant agreed. It's not, we try not to agree to disagree too often. It's just like, all right, you know what? Like this sounds right. And this sounds like this person's been in prayer about this. This sounds like this person's been, listening to God about this. So we'll roll with this. We can agree on this side of things, and, whatever happens from that, that's what happens. I think that's what we start to do now. Early on in our relationship, it was a lot of just butting heads.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, all right, like, no, like I wanted to take lead on everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to make executive decisions. I wanted things to work in my will. I wanted things to be how I wanted everything to be, or how I thought it would be, because I had good vision, I felt, and I wanted to execute. I've always had that mindset and heart set to be ambitious and to go after it and to just get after it. But yeah, it's always kind of caused some rift, because
I mean, there's been a lot of times through every venture that we've done, a lot of tension. One, our own walks in our faith, that contributed to like us showing love or that respect towards one another, I would say. But also, yeah, it was like the power dynamic of what should it look like, what will it look like, who's taking on what role and who's going to be doing the other role that will lead to a more burnout because it's that much more to carry. Yeah.
I think I have another thing to add on to that, is like, that's really where I eventually found the balance for myself in the partnership aspect, is that I'm really good about getting after things and going hard and, just work ethic, right? So like everyone knows by now that's, going to be listening to Keys to the City, or just knows me, is that I'm really disciplined. And the way that I break down discipline is putting in the work, work ethic, repetition, consistency. And so if I'm not putting in the work, like I want to be the hardest and highest worker in the room, meaning that I'm going to outwork you in the physical, and I'm also going to be like working alongside God. That's why I say like I'm working the highest in the room. Like I'm not putting in that work unless God is leading me through it. So I'm the hardest and highest worker in the room is the way that I look at things. But when you came into the picture, and this is really where I feel God blended us together in this way, is you show me what rest really looks like.
I don't know how to take that. Is that a compliment?
It's a compliment. Like you put in.
That's rest.
No.
That's so funny.
Steph isn't lazy by any means. Like she's a grinder. She works so hard. She works so hard. But she knows the balance of when to take it back a step. And to really take that time for yourself to, like we said before, to like either intertwine yourself with God, or for you to just like get your physical rest, like to taper back, because if you're not physically good, then you're not going to be able to have that longevity in your business or in your marriage or with your kids or on your job, whatever it may be. You need to be able to have all of those boxes checked. And so
I'm actually crying. That's so funny.
No, I mean, it's real though. Like,
yeah.
Like, can you vouch for that? Or
yeah. No, it's just so funny. I don't know why I wore eyeliner today, but now it's bleeding.
Oh, I actually, didn't we talk about this on a previous episode?
Huh?
When Steph is wearing eyeliner, or when Steph is doing a little more with her makeup.
I'm feeling a little insecure, a little not confident.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that one.
Yeah,
but
that is today. I don't feel good in my skin. I know I look good. I know that I'm glowing. Ooh.
Yes,
gotta stand on truth right there. No, but the feel of it, which I'm trying not to focus on, but the feel of being in my skin is not there. It's not the business.
Yeah. Did that answer your question?
That did answer my question.
Yeah. So talk to me then about how you are feeling right now. Let's get the real waterworks going.
One, I need some tissue. I'm like leaking over here.
Yeah.
No, seriously, am I leaking over here?
No, you're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
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 Your voice is getting higher. It's like,
yeah.
Feeling wise, I'm now feeling great. I feel that we're doing being a little bit more productive. I like sleeping in, but I don't like taking such a slow day.
Yeah.
A slow approach to a day.
Yeah.
Because I like doing things, and I think that's why I feel so gross in my skin. It's because I'm not okay.
You're not using your hands.
I'm not using my hands.
Yeah.
And I'm not really using my body the way I want to. Like when I have to bend down and pick stuff up, like my legs are like this far out. And, it's not like graceful. There's mothers that take the pregnancy in strides and they look fabulous and stuff. But me, I'm like, ugh. I don't feel good.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments in your pregnancy when you do embrace that whole side, and then there's other moments where it's like, yeah, I really don't like the way that I am right now and the way that I feel in my body, and I think both are okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not to be shamed upon to feel insecure or down in your body and the way that it takes shape.
Oh yeah, no, the way I perceive my body, the way I value my body is a lot different. Like what my body has done for me, and especially in the past, I don't know, 5-6 years, and what has happened, I truly appreciate my body. That being said, having this child move in your body, sometimes it gets a little weird.
This baby, so Noah is just off the walls, to be honest, compared to the other two kids. Like, we're seeing
I thought she was
whole
standing
face come through this.
I thought she would, like, one time we were watching This Is Us, and all of a sudden I like flip over the sheets. I'm like, Christian, and it's like my stomach was going like just straight up, and I'm like, I think she's standing.
Yeah.
No,
it's like I've never seen the other two do it like that before.
Yeah.
Like, she's ready to just jump out. Like she's begging like for you to just,
like, she's moving right now. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to talk on this podcast, like, just let me chill for a second. But yeah, she's super active. I mean, we're so blessed and grateful to even have the opportunity to have this baby and to know that she's like so healthy and moving and active, compared to like the others. Like, it's almost a fear now where like if she's not moving, then like,
if she's not moving, I have to drink ice water, and I'll be like this, and then I'll feel her move, and then I'm like, okay, cool,
because she's so active. But when you kind of put it in a good perspective, is like the way that you perceive your body versus like the value that your body gives to you. What exactly do you not like about yourself right now?
Okay, so prior to pregnancies, I would always be at the gym. I would always be working my body so I can feel great. So I feel more energized. I go out and I have my bones day. It's all great. But prior to children, and injuries, it was kind of shallow. It was actually pretty shallow. Like I wanted certain figures, and I wanted to have like nice toned legs and stuff and whatever. So it was pretty much like vanity. And then getting into pregnancy and then seeing what my body went through, I'm like, how could there's so much more weight. There's so much more value that my body has brought, to bring life into this world. And then when I slipped my disc and I couldn't walk, and it was so frustrating not to be able to use my body in that time and like bend or move my leg or something, like that was just a terrible part of my life, that I had to be so reliant on others. I'm like, you know what? Like, my body has just served me so well every single day. And here I am getting so frustrated at it finally breaking down for 2 months, and then, I go in and get some prednisone shots in my spine sometimes. And then I have another child and it goes through another cesarean, and then I have to recover. But every time I've hit a hurdle with my body, it's like, thank you for all the other days, like all the days that, like, I tell my body that, when I look into the mirror now, when I see my pregnant swollen self, it's like, thank you for just serving me so well, not in only the good days, but the days where I'm struggling, because you're still going.
Yeah.
And so the feeling, the way I see my body, like, I love it. I don't care what
I love it too.
Thank you. In all stages. Yeah, but I don't care. Stop. I don't care what other people say. They can put it down. They can tell me like, oh, Steph, like you gained a little weight or whatever. I don't care. I'm like, heck yeah, she's eating well.
I swear everyone's been saying you've been losing weight.
I know some people have been saying I'm losing weight, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's great too. So I'm not really self-conscious about that. But when I talk about I don't feel so good in my skin, like I'm very unstable. Like there's no feels like there's no balance to me on a day-to-day basis. Like I'm just off the charts. Like just not having any consistency with my body, it throws me off because I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to respond to it sometimes. And bringing children into that, where they're like running around and throwing things, and then I have to bend down and pick it up, and then all of a sudden, just that action, I'm sweating. Like,
so what is your response to all of that? Like, how do you continue to push on? How do you continue to endure? How do you continue to go on, with those days when you start to feel like that, or, those moments when you start to feel like that? What really helps you, go on?
I'll be walking around saying my silent prayers. Not even silent prayers. I'm just talking to God. Sometimes it's like, God, why? And other times it's like, all right, God, I'm in this season. I'm calling on your strength a little bit more today.
Us men will never, ever in our lives understand what that experience is like. But my only encouragement that I can ever give to you in this is that God is there with you. God is always with you. And, that, and all the moms out there and those that are looking to even get pregnant, God is with you, and he knows your heart. He also knows what's best for you. He also knows everything that's going on right now, and that you can continue to lean in. It's not even a matter of asking him for strength, because that strength is already in you through the Holy Spirit if you've accepted Christ in you. And so just getting back into tapping in with that is really all I can say. I don't know if there's more I can give, really, because I'm not a mom. Never be a mom.
But I do appreciate you because you have been taking it in strides.
Yeah.
There's times where you're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I think that was even this morning. Like, I'm okay.
That was this morning. I was like, bruh, like we just woke up like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes up from waking, rejoicing a new day. Okay.
I'm taking a Leo now. No, but yeah, I appreciate you because you've really have been carrying a lot of my lack. You've also been enduring a lot of my like short-tempered moments, And I try to apologize. I'm sorry for this morning.
Oh,
but because you're not a punching bag and you're not a scapegoat, but I do treat you as such sometimes.
Appreciate that. But it's just, it's just God, like God's grace is sufficient. So I'm going to just continue to extend it until I want to punch bag you back.
Stop. What about you? I don't think I actually asked you this question. How are you doing? I never asked you this question.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, no, I'm good.
You don't even know how to answer it because you're like, you never asked me this question.
I don't. No one ever asked me the question. No, I mean, I don't really have that super in tuned with my emotions side fully developed yet. Where it's like, I don't know. I'm just like, honestly, when things come my way, I'm just like, all right, here, God. Like, I'll kind of sit on it for a little bit and, but then I've found that in my past, dealing with anxiety and dealing with, generalized anxiety disorder, dealing with, mild panic disorder and stuff growing up and being labeled under that the techniques and everything and the labels that everyone would put on me, like I kind of just, once I started to use the biblical principles and to know who God is, I'm able to just like really understand like, yo, I could just literally lay it at God's feet.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the Prince of Peace is there for it all.
Mm-hmm.
And like all I have to do is call on his name and boom, like it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to worry, you don't have to sit in doubt or fear or anxiety or panic and things like that or sadness. Like you get to choose joy. You get to choose all of these things, And so yeah, I think that with me, like I can only be good or feel good or know I'm good because like God is with me, you know what I mean? And so just taking my thoughts captive, as his word teaches, take your thoughts captive. And that's what I do. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm able to be more free in that aspect because I don't let it linger.
I appreciate that about you, actually. I admire that about you because that's something I struggle with. Hold your thoughts captive.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know in the past few seasons that have been pretty hard, that I felt like I carried this like burden, I guess, of all the feelings, the thoughts, just like every anxiety, every fear, everything, because I held it for so long, for a period of time, that I felt guilty to just dump it on God. Even though I know his character, even though I know that that I can lay it at his feet because his yoke is easy, right? I know this, but I held on to so many different things because I felt that God was undeserving of how wishy-washy I'd been. Where like I didn't go to him for X amount of time, and then all of a sudden I'm going to show up and say, hey, you know, that's what I felt. I felt so guilty that I decided to hold on to my baggage that much longer, you know, and torment myself and be miserable because I felt so guilty that God didn't deserve that from me.
Which is so interesting. And like, I understand that because I feel like I've done that as well. But I think why we tend to do that is because without realizing it, we have respect and honor for who he is and his character and his perspective of all that we've really accumulated in our baggage, that we're like, yo, like, you deserve our greatness. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, is like, because his yoke is easy, because he is who he says he is, like, he already knows.
Mm-hmm.
And so and he's already said what he said. Just give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lay it at his feet and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We tend to hold on to it for so long, trying to like find out how to do it on our own accord, but we will never, ever be able to navigate those waters. Everyone's been trying to do that for thousands of years, and it's came to no resolve.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's through him and him alone that you're gonna really have that peace, that
mm-hmm.
fulfillment that you would never have.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how other people do it. You know, really, like, I know that through my experiences going through therapy and things like that, like, there's always been some form of technique that they try to teach, and you know, it works for a moment, you know, and then eventually they try to, you know, put you on, you know, antidepressants or, you know, anxiety, this and that, you know what I mean?
Or they stroke your ego.
Mm-hmm. You know, they abundance of different ways and techniques that they try to navigate, but God's just like, nah, like, call on my name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, he's just like, follow me, like, with all that you have.
Just come as you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Come as you are. Follow me. Bring all of it with you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make yourself clean. You don't have to make yourself, you know, this and that before you come to me. Like, right. You don't have to be quote unquote good in your mind, you know, with all your mental illness or whatever it may be. Like, cast your fears aside, because you're like, fear is not your future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you lean into God. And so I think that for those that know me and how much I've been troubled with it, with like the anxiety and with the panic, like even in just speaking those words, sometimes I would break out into anxiety and panic. Like, I'm at a point right now.
Sometimes we couldn't even say, we had to say A.
Exactly. Like the A word, you know, like I'm experiencing the A word when it's like, I don't know, like, how long has it been since I've really been restricted? You know what I mean? Like, no, like that's what gives me that confidence and that hope that God is who he says he is, because I believe that the Spirit lives inside of me, because when I call on his name, it's just an unimaginable experience, you know, of what he's able to do in and through you. And you know, I've been like anxiety, like panic disorder, delivered from that for I don't know how long now, like well over a year since I've really faced, you know, some kind of real extreme panic that's prevented me from going on in life, you know, or even just leaving the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those days are really tough.
Yeah.
They're really tough on me. And I know they're tough on you. But as we talk about our relationship dynamic, like, that's tough on your partner to feel limited in some way because they're now very sensitive to what you have going on.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's important to tap into the limitless God that we serve. You know what I'm saying? Like, he breaks past all of those barriers, all of those strongholds, all of those, you know, everything that you've ever imagined that couldn't be broken down. The every way that people are trying to find peace, every way that people are trying to find fulfillment, everything that people are trying to find this and that and the third from, like, God serves all of that. Like, he's bigger than all of that, and he is able to do that work in and through you if you allow him to. Like, you don't even have to do the deep inner work, really, truthfully. You know, there are times when you have to go deep, but you don't go deep within yourself like that. You go deep into him, you know, and in essence, you can go deep within yourself by tapping into your prayer life and reaching out to him, because that is a hard thing to do for some people, to be able to, you know, really dive that deep into prayer, where it's like, it's not just a surface level prayer, you know, like, God, thank you, you know. No, like, you can really get deep into prayer and really know who God is through your prayer life, and also through getting into your word, also through fasting, you know, and also just being involved with the community that you have around you, you know, believers that are doing the same thing and experiencing the same things, you know. But yeah.
That was a hot take.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I don't know what I was about to do. I was about to throw this microphone at you to keep talking. No, it was good.
Well, I think that's about it for this episode. It's about Graham time we get on out of here. I'm your host, Christian Graham.
And Stephanie Graham.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. God bless. Peace.